Well, hello there. I'm Beth. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Remark. Today we are going to talk about 3 predictions that I have for the 2018 Tournament of Books. Should be interesting. So you may have heard me talk about the Tournament of Books just maybe once or twice. Every year the morning news will put on a tournament where they take the previous year's best books, pit them up against each other, bracket style, kind of like March Madness, but for books. And then narrow them down until you get to the ultimate winner, which wins serious bragging rights. This year it was The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. So I'm already starting to think through what might make it to the long list of books for next year. When I say long list, I mean long list. I've got a lot of reading to do if I expect to have any sort of authority on next year's Tournament of Books, which I do because I'm very competitive and I'm gonna win. Maybe not, but it's so fun. So here are 3 predictions that I've read that I think will probably make it to the long list. This is by no means a conclusive list. It's just because I'm strange and like lists of 3. So here they are. Number 1, A Separation by Katie Kitamura. Now, I wrote a review on this that was pretty scathing, and it's all about the marketing of the book. It irked me. This book is marketed all wrong. They positioned it as the next Gone Girl, which, first of all, please can we not? Can we be done with the Gone Girl comparisons? Gone Girl is a great book. Every book that features a female protagonist afterwards does not have to be compared to Gone Girl. They call it suspenseful. It isn't suspenseful. It's more meditation where the main character is going, where oh where could my husband be? Okay, that's it. It's not a bad book, and so I feel like I'm giving her short shrift, which I feel terrible about because I have so much respect for authors and all the work they put into their books, their art, their craft. It gets under my skin that it's marketed all wrong. And it's not in character with the publisher. The publisher does some solid works. They've got good stuff out there. And so how they could make such a big misstep with mislabeling this one is beyond me. But anyway, the book doesn't need my kudos or my validation. It's already getting it from all sorts of other sources. So I have no doubt that it's going to end up on the Tournament of Books. Okay, number 2, Lincoln and the Bardo by George Saunders. I did a video review of this one already. I give it an A for effort because it's so different. It brings in such a large cast of big-time movie stars to do the narrating on the audiobook version. The scenes about Willie Lincoln's death are just heart-wrenchingly sad, and I feel kind of a loyalty to George Saunders. I'm a fan, so I don't want to knock his effort. And it's really outside the box. He did something completely different with this one. The thing that brought my rating down is that I don't know if the different effort quite worked. There's so many different there's so many source accreditations that it was really hard to get into the flow of the story. It was different, it was interesting, it's a little bit clunky, but I still think that it's going to make it to the list. Again, doesn't need my validation. It's gotten lots of kudos, lots of press, lots of attention. I'm sure it's going to make it to lots of lists at the end of the year. Number 3, The Animators. I believe this is a new author, Kayla Ray Whitaker. I really loved The Animators. This book was so good. So it started off feeling a little bit like a slice of life kind of book, or millennials trapped in their ennui, which is a little bit tiresome. The book kind of started off feeling a little bit like that for me, but then it got further and further into the story of these 2 friends, really unlikely friends. They both happened to be in the same art classes in college. And then they strike up a friendship, and then they strike up a partnership with animation, and then it just blossoms from there. They have these experimental films that they create with their animations, their stories. They're not perfect people by any means. They do way too much drinking. They do way too many drugs. They're not healthy. They both have their share of health problems. Don't worry, no spoilers. I won't say anything further than that. But as the story goes on, I found myself getting more and more invested in their story, so that whenever something major would happen to one of them, I would be gutted. So for good reason, I think The Animators is going to make it to the Tournament of Books next year in 2018. Now, of course, there are so many other books that I've read that will also make it, but again, list of 3. I don't want to go on for 45 minutes about books because, I mean, who would watch that? So many books that sound so good, and I'm really looking forward to reading. And then, of course, there's the Rooster Summer Reading Challenge that the Morning News is putting on, where they'll take those books and at least one of them is guaranteed entry into the Tournament of Books next year, but I'm sure if enough of them are good enough that some others might have a chance to get in as well. So I hope you guys are having a great reading year. I know I am so far. There are a lot of good books out there. Too many, as one of my favorite podcasts would say. There are so many damn books. Not a bad problem to have. Thanks for watching. I look forward to hearing what your predictions are and what some of your favorite books of 2017 are so far. It's hard to remember what year it is. I'll catch you next time. Bye.